How's everyone doing? How are we doing? So, I just want to play around with Ratatouille. I realized that I also want to actually let me update this. So one of the things that we do need to talk about is what's happening in December. So I'm trying to set some stuff up for December for us all, and we should talk about it. Just get a little planning out of the way, get a little understanding done, get some people hyped for some of the stuff. Hopefully we get some people that haven't joined the stream to join the stream, learn something, and we'll probably spend some of the next few weeks prepping for that, in all actuality. I mean, I'll do some off the stream too, but what I can do on stream, I'll do on stream. I'm trying to make my streams a little bit more guided, directed. I don't know. I feel like if I make my streams more guided and more directed, it's actually hard to have them as often, because then I have to have like real content to do. And it can't just be like, oh, I'm going to figure out how to do a Rust TUI. Like tonight. So if you guys like these, you should let me know. But even tonight, I have a topic. Let's figure out a Rust TUI. So that's not even a fair statement, honestly. So yeah. We'll see. All right, let me pull up. There we go. Let's jump into this. All right. So I want to try using Ratatouille. Now, there's another TUI coming out by Togglebit called Anathema. I need to follow up. Last time I talked to him was like a couple weeks ago. He said he was close. So most likely we will use Anathema if he's actually close. But for right now, he hasn't pushed any of the latest stuff, so we'll have to see. So let's see what we can do with Ratatouille. Let's see. Why do I need cross term? Oh, okay. Let's jump into this. All right. Yeah, let's do hello world. Wait. Is there we need to do installation first. These two things. This right here. So let's get in there. It is in. Is it just Twitch chat right now? Yeah, it's just Twitch chat. You know what? You know what, though? Let's just... We'll open the whole thing. All right. We'll just do a quick... these are dependencies for... I actually, especially when projects get larger and there's a lot of dependency, I like comments in here. I'm not one of those people that is so deluded about their code to think that my code... yeah. My code is readable by other people. Let's see. TUI things. All right. So this is our main function. Let's see what else we have. All widget features will enable additional widgets. Oh, okay. Let's add this feature. Let's see. It was... Oh. I messed up. That was my bad. Let's see. That should be good. Yeah, I think that should be good. Let's do that. Okay, so we'll just include all widgets. I don't know what widgets it is, but oh, I could have just copied and pasted from here, but whatever. Nope. Cross term is fine with me. Looks good. Hello world. All right. This tutorial will lead you through creating a simple Hello World TUI app that displays some text in the middle of the screen and waits for the user to press Q to exit. So the interesting thing will be here is I think we'll have to have a second thread, because if we jump over into the main here, you know, we have this. So I think we'll have to message pass between these two for sure in the future. Okay, this goes through creating a Rust. Okay, wow. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right, we're past all of that. I don't know what these are. Looks good. Looks good. We're going to just import these things too. Do we want to do it here? Or do we want to do it somewhere else? I'm just going to do it here for right now. Yeah. Let's see. TUI stuff. Looks promising. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Setting up and restoring the terminal. Next, we need to add code to the main function to set up and restore the terminal state. Our application needs to do a few things in order to set up the terminal for use. Okay, so these things are making sense now that I read them. Okay. Like, yeah, when I was looking at like what is raw mode versus alternate screen, it's a separate buffer. What I would assume is something like what Vim does. I don't know how Vim works, but that would be my assumption that is Can we just throw this? Can we throw this right here after? This handle join should block, so we'll just do it right here. And we just won't return here. All right, nice. Let's just, let's just keep this TUI stuff. Okay. Should have just done this in a new project. I mean, this is the one that we're gonna have to integrate with it anyways, but oh, they just wanna loop in here. Okay. We'll give it to him. Looping here we are. The drop on terminal is the main interacting point of the app. Has with Ratatui the draw. So we maintain like a game loop with this. I was kind of thinking it would be something we could interact with, but it looks like we're actually going to maintain a loop to do things on. So if we wanted to like animate something across, we would have to do it on each loop. And then do we have to like, can we set like how often this loop goes? This loop is just going to go, Let's continue reading. The drop method on terminal is the main interacting point that an app has with Ratatui. The draw method accepts a closure that has a single frame parameter and renders the entire screen. Full size of the terminal window and renders a new paragraph with white foreground text and blue background. The white and on blue methods are defined in the styles extension trait as style shorthands rather than the on paragraph widget. Okay, well we'll just take this for now. We'll take this for now and we'll just slap it in here. It'll be fine. Probably. After Ratatouille has drawn a frame, our application needs to check if any events have occurred. These are things like keyboard presses, mouse events, resizes, etc. If they, okay, yep, we break out of we add a small timeout to the event pulling to ensure that our UI remains responsive regardless. So yeah, we're having to build our own. Okay. I was kind of thinking that it would have a state machine for you. That was obviously a bad thought. Obviously a wrong one. But I was thinking that it would do something like the loop for you, so you don't have to do this. So you could just say like, "Hey, draw this," or and then it would draw it. It would do the whole game loop for you. But I've never really done game loop programming, so this is going to be new. Okay, so where is this? What is this event? Let's go find that. I want to understand this code just a little bit better. Oh. That meant to go here. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this is part of the cross term. And this is just reading events. Okay. So we're polling for 16 milliseconds. And keyboard presses mouse events reset. If the user has pressed the Q key, we break out of the loop. We add a small timeout to the event polling to ensure that our UI remains rather there's events pending. Interesting. So this will pull for 60 milliseconds. That means if this stuff up here takes more than no time, this isn't going to run at 60 frames per second, because there's nothing like maintaining that. Okay, we can pull for shorter if you know, this takes longer to maintain that 16 milliseconds per frame. So no matter what we do, honestly, we're not actually hitting 60 frames per second, because this is going to pull for 16 milliseconds. And this is going to consume some amount of time. Some amount of time. Okay. Let's run it. This isn't going to work. I need to... That didn't work for different reasons. Yeah, that didn't work for different reasons. But one thing we need to do is... Can't type tonight. That. But it looks like we have more problems. Uh-oh. This is in what we are... This is in Ratatouille. Ratatouille failed too. Okay, so we're doing 24. What is... What is like the latest produced? Oh, man. That is what we're using. Did they really release something that wasn't compiling? Oh, wait. Let me check this out. I think I have never had to do this, but it's complaining about this once lock. Did I miss this? They said the full where is the full code? Do they do anything? Does this just mean we have to be on nightly? Do we need to be on nightly? Is that the... Doesn't say that I need to. Well then. This is the unstable API. So I guess you need nightly. So my question is, I guess I'll just update it to nightly. I guess that's the solution. Because I can't actually add this feature gate to their code. So like it's not like I can throw it in ours. So yeah, we'll just switch to nightly. I don't run on nightly very often. I don't want to set the default. I just want to set this one. So you could do rust up default, but I don't want to set the default toolchain. I want to set the toolchain for this project. Is that override? Is this it? Okay. Let's see if that fixed it. It did not. It did not. All right. Well, I thought that might help. Hmm. Well, puts a pretty actually, does this show up in their code? It would need to. I don't know. Pull request. Where's the issue? Is this throwing it? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I haven't run Rust update recently enough. That very well could be. I find that I don't always leverage the newer features unless if I'm like really excited about a feature. Yeah. All right. Well, while that's doing that, we can talk about Christmas plans. I don't know if it's destroying my stream or not. It seems to be fine. It seems to be fine. All right. This is kind of the breakdown. No streaming for a week here. We have 2 sections where I don't have any plans for, but I'm open to doing some streaming. I'd like to know what people would like to see. So the first one is December 1 through 10. I'm still going to be working during that time. So during the week, it would be like an hour or 2 in the evenings, or I could do mornings. Either way. If the most people that want to go through those wants to do mornings, then we can do that. Now, the 15th through the 20th, I'm not working, so they can be a little bit longer, 2 to 4 hours. And we could do some workshops. We could do whatever people would like to see. Now, I have a few ideas around Kate's GitOps or distributed system workshops that we could do. But yeah. Those are the ones. So I want you guys to hop on Discord. Let's talk about it a little bit. Now, December 20th through the 25th, I have some plans for. So stay tuned for those. You're going to want to know what that is. There's 2 days here. I don't have any plans. Maybe we just don't do anything. That might be nice. The one thing you guys are going to want to jump in on is this 29th to 31st Cursed Software Hackathon. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a competition of who can write the most cursed software. Now, I'll release more on it later. But basically, you're going to be given a task. There's going to be a task to accomplish. And the team or individual that wins is the person who does it in the absolute worst way possible. There are going to be some requirements on things that you can use, like whether it can all run locally or if you can use a cloud provider. So I'm working through some of the details of that. Like, should we allow you to should we make, I think we're going to say that it all has to run locally on Linux. I'm going to probably spin up a Linux box because I figure somebody's going to try to do something like mine Bitcoin. But it's going to run on a VM probably. And I'll probably be able to tell you some things that are available to you, like Docker and some things like that. And if there's requests, we can make sure that special request is installed. I don't think that I want to dip my toes into cloud. And cloud is difficult because I either have to say that I can run it in my cloud, which then costs me, or you run it in your account, but then I can't see it. So it's very hard to see how cursed it is. So I think the rules are going to be is that everything has to run locally on Linux. And yeah, you're going to have a task to accomplish. The person to do it the most cursed way is going to win a prize. I think this will be a lot of fun. It's not meant to be stressful. It's meant to be fun. Man, I feel like an idiot. Did all I need to do is update Rust. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Obviously, our stuff is printing to the message. Now, does Q quit? Cool. Cool. Q quit our thing, but not the whole thing. So Q jumped out of this loop where we were rendering to, but it then fell to this join, which is fine. Oh, Toggle Bit. Toggle Bit. I am going to update my avatar. I updated my name first, though. I don't know how long to give people to then update my avatar. I have an avatar that is going to be coming through. Let me see if I can't show you. It has color. It has color. I know you have taught me well. So let me see if I can't show it to you. I don't have it easily show you, but I do have one. I do have one, Togglebit. Now, Togglebit, I have a question for you. I am sitting here. I feel partially like I have betrayed you. I am playing here with Ratatui because I have a deep need of a Tui, but I feel like I'm wasting my time because we all know the one true Tui is coming. So I ask you, how much longer do I have to wait? Do we have a time frame? I know us developers are really good with time frames. You have a t-shirt size to put on that? Is it an extra large? Is it a so you're thinking it's about a sprint? That's what you're thinking about is Okay. I actually have a bunch of stuff planned, so possibly I can put this on the back burner until January. Maybe I'll make this January's thing. If you haven't seen, I was talking about... Okay. The alpha out soonish. Cool. Maybe I could be an alpha tester if you needed one of those. Needed somebody to give you sensitive feedback. I would love to. I have plans for December. I don't know if you want to take part in any of them. So I have a lot of time off in December, and I was going to do some stuff. So first things first is December 29th to 31st. I am going to be running with prizes a cursed software hackathon. I have a thing that you're going to have to accomplish. It shouldn't the task isn't hard. The hard part is to win, you have to do it the most cursed way. Now, I know some of you are going to cheat and try to use JavaScript, which I know obviously gives you a entry into already being super cursed, but this is going to be the hackathon. It should be a ton of fun, and I think judging it. So that being said, I think it will be a lot of fun. So I'm going to try to get hopefully a lot of people in the community to take part in it. Because it will be fun. It will be fun to review them. So we'll have a stream the next week. It will be in January. The next Saturday after this, we will have the judges and I will have picked out like the most cursed ones, and we're going to go through and review them. I think it will be a ton of fun just to see like the crazy stuff people have gotten up to. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think I want to do this one each year. Maybe we do it around Halloween next year though, instead of in December. I know we've been talking about it. I had to work out some details because and there's still a few things that are up in the air that we need to talk about. Like, I don't think that you can use cloud provided stuff because I mean, I guess as long as it's okay to be a black box and it all runs in your DigitalOcean or Linode or AWS account, I guess maybe that's fine. It's just not going to be easy to review. And then the other thing is it has to run like on a Linux box. I'm going to run like a Linux VM because I know somebody's going to try to give me malware or mine Bitcoin. So it's going to run in a Linux VM somewhere. But other than that, yeah, it's meant to be all good fun. Yep. I have plans for this. I can't talk about these. This is meant to be a little bit of a surprise. Oh, running on a DigitalOcean droplet would be great. That's actually a perfect idea. Yeah, I know there's going to be somebody out there that tries to give me malware. Yep. That's a good suggestion. I was going to run a VM here locally, but that's even better. So these are the two big ones that I'd like people's input for. Like, I don't have work these 5 days. And I would love to do something like a workshop on something that I'm knowledgeable on. But I wanted to get input from people, like what would they like? You know, I do distributed systems, GitOps, and Kubernetes stuff. Like those are the things that I'm decent at least. You know, I didn't know, you know, that, or like there could be some challenges that we could do, community challenges. I think that would also be fun. Instead of workshops. So like we could do hack the boxes, or I don't know if the community wanted to come up with some challenges or something, we could do those. So I was looking for some stuff to do these days, and kind of wanted to see what the community, I can do stuff, but I wanted to see what the community would love to do in those. We obviously have our Advent of AI Winter Games, December 1 through 5. So that should be fun. Work business trip this, so no streaming here. And I think this should be a lot of fun. I think we'll see. I have some stuff for that, so yeah. Let me know if there's something you think would be fun to do during these times. Yeah. Under distributed systems, one workshop that I want to do, I don't know that I can do it well this year, but maybe it would be a good workshop for next year, is consensus. I love consensus. I love the concept of consensus. But yeah, I think that one's going to be a little bit too much work. I think maybe next year it might be a good one, especially because in our database, we might be hitting consensus next year around this time anyways, with the different topics we've covered and whatnot. So I think that will be a good one for next year. Implement Raft. Yeah, we could do that as like one of these, like we could probably implement Raft in these 5 days. If people would like to do that, we could definitely, let me I'm going to say basic Raft. Raft is not very difficult to implement. It doesn't talk about consensus as a whole, like in a consensus workshop. Maybe I could do that though. I could do a basic overview of like untrusted consensus versus trusted consensus. So Raft is a form of trusted consensus where something like a blockchain tries to solve untrusted consensus. And that's why they look at it a little bit differently. Whereas Raft has a way to validate that somebody is supposed to be part of the consensus. So implement basic Raft. All right. That's a good one. We could do something. Maybe December 20th through 25th, since I won't be working. So I could do like actually 4-hour workshops for 5 days. If people would like a consensus raft, workshop, we'd probably have to spend at least 1 day covering groundwork. Maybe. I don't know. It's so difficult because it all depends on where people are starting from. And I struggle with this with my like educational content. Like, where do I assume people know and where do I not? I don't think I do a very good job of it, to be honest. Like I said, I struggle with this. I find that sometimes I catch myself going too deep into a thing because I'm like, well, maybe that's confusing to them. Yeah. Does this work? What do you think my target audience is? Well, this is why I was asking, Dirk. I'm really up for what you guys would like here. I don't know. It's what you guys would like to see. Like, what would you guys find most interesting to dig into? Or would you just like to have fun and do some challenges? Like, I don't care what you guys would like. We could do, like, we could do hack the box. We could do, what is that, like coding challenges, but we could do them in Rust, or we could do them in a random language. We could just pick a camel and try to solve the all easy of, I can't think of the name of it right now. I hate that place. I hate doing those. So we could do something like that. See a toggle bit. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm open to suggestions on this one. Whatever you guys would like, honestly. Whatever you think would be fun to do. Or educational. If we do the workshops, I have a couple ideas. I like this consensus, like a basic consensus, and maybe a basic raft implementation. The raft, okay. Maybe we do that the 15th through the 20th. We'll do like 4 hours, probably. Like, I'm probably gonna do like 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is a little bit random, but it's late enough in the morning that people on the West Coast can join, but early enough that Europe can join as well. So try to like split it right in the middle. Maybe we do something like noon or 1. It's a little late then for Europe, but not too bad. Jepsen test would be awesome. Jepsen test would be awesome. Not right now. uh, oh. But yeah, Jepsen tests are very much about distributed databases, though. So like, we have to implement a distributed database, and then we can talk about Jepsen tests. I haven't even. I don't know. Actually, what would be really cool is to once we get it distributed, it'd be really cool to talk What is his name? It's not Jepsen, is it? His name is something else, right? Kyle Kingsbury. That okay, I was gonna say it's not Jepsen, I know that. So it would be cool to see if I could get him to join me and like review. Like do like a public review, not like a serious review in like it's a serious database or anything. Like it's never meant to be that, but do like this is how we review it and this is how we can tell and those types of things. I did mention cap theorem recently. I think cap theorem is really misleading, but that's actually a good call out. Maybe we could do cap theorem here and raft consensus here. I think cap theorem is misleading because a lot of times people will be like, you know, you have consistency and partition tolerance and availability, pick two. And the problem is you always have to pick like partition tolerance. You don't get to, in a distributed system, not have partition tolerance unless you're running a single node. So it's really pick one. Availability or consistency. Right? That's my take on it. It feels more like a pick one to me. It feels like a pick one. But yeah, maybe if we get the null DB in a place where it's actually distributed next year, maybe I could talk Kyle into joining me on stream and like doing a workshop on the null DB. Like, you know, do like a 5-day workshop on this is what it means and this is how we test for these types of things and whatnot. That would be really awesome. I will work for that. I will work for that. That would be awesome. I think there's a lot of subtleties that I don't fully understand about various classes of consistency and availability though. Yeah, it's a really big, when you get into consistency, availability, and partition tolerance, there are a lot of different, there's a lot of subtle ways of looking at it. Like it's nice to know cap theory, and like honestly, I ask 3/4 of the people that I ever interview like what cap theory is, and if they don't know it, I mean that's bad. But then there's definitely subtleties even in what do you mean by partition tolerance and what do you mean by consistency. Do you mean eventually consistent or strongly consistent? And when you mean strongly consistent, do you mean like by the transaction or do you mean by like the individual record? Or like there are so many nuanced things that go into that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no. It's yeah, yes, it's a very deep topic, and I love it because you know, I obviously also don't know everything about it. I always learn something new, and that's what I like to help people do, is to learn something new. So I'm kind of liking cap theory. Maybe we do this one's going to be more lightweight because I have to work during this. So maybe we do cap theorem here and basic raft consensus workshop here. Then we have our advent of AI. I'm only doing 5 days of it because honestly, I think that will be enough to see how well they are. We are going to hit the we will see how far they can get, but um we'll just follow up to that. I think this will be a fun 5 days to do. You mentioned prologue. Hey, if we want to do some prologue, we can do some prologue. I have never done prologue. uh I have touched Pearl. I'm not gonna say that I've done Pearl. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that one. Pearl is just Python but better. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Python is horrible in its horribleness, but at least I have a hard time reading Pearl. I don't know if it's just the Pearl that I've seen and I like that's 20 years old and has had time to bake and has been mutated slightly by Perl experts and is just unreadable to me. Whereas Python, I don't know Python, but if I get in some Python code, I feel very reasonable that I can update it and I understand what's going on, even though I don't know Python. Whereas Perl, I never get that feeling. Every single time I get into it, I have this feeling that I have no idea what's going on. Like none. Maybe I'm just not smart enough for Perl. That's a distinct possibility that there's a distinct skill issue. Distinct skill issue. All right. So these are printing to the feels like I've written and debugged simple, easy Python for hours. Again, that was not me defending Python. Let me be clear there. That was not me defending Python. I was just merely stating, and Python has a ton of foot guns. It's one of the reasons I wouldn't want to use it. I was just merely saying that I can read it without having any real prior knowledge of Python. Whereas I feel like that's not true of Perl. Now, maybe again, it's just that I was getting into really bad Perl because I don't have a ton of Perl experience. I just wasn't able to read the Perl and truly, really, like, not truly understand, but even have like an idea, like just know what's going on. At least that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. Kind of want to not print these. Maybe I'll just. Can I just comment this out? I'm gonna just try that really quickly. So tonight I really wanted to talk about this. I'm very excited about getting like the time to do some of this stuff. I'm gonna work really hard on, making some good content out there for you guys. I am going to what I'm going to try to do. This is something that I would like to know what your guys' preference would be. I'm going to try to make some shorts for like YouTube shorts. I've heard it's good for your YouTube channel to do that out of the live streams. So out of all of these live streams, I'm going to just cut them up into like little 10, 20 minute shorts. And I didn't know if people would want me to post those on the ones where I do long form content, or if the live YouTube channel. I used to have my live YouTube channel be the same as the main YouTube channel, but people didn't like that very much. YouTubers didn't like live content. That just was what happened with me. So I made these separated. The other thing that I'm going to try to do is cutting sections, or what we're going to call bites, of the live streams into, like, especially when we do like workshops and things like that, where we have like an hour and a half thing to do. I'm going to cut those and put them somewhere. Again, I'm not sure if it's my main YouTube channel or if we make a separate YouTube channel where those are stored and saved. So yeah. And then I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on these. I really like these ideas here. So I'm going to be putting some work into doing that. Because yeah, you guys are my audience, so whatever you guys would love to see and learn about, that's what we'll do. So yeah. And then I was just gonna play around with Tui. I've never played around with Tui. Our Twitch chat system, I wanted to make a Tui for when I'm doing the be right back. I wanted to do it in Rust and make it integrated with the Twitch chat system so that you guys can play Wordle while I'm away. So when I step away, we'll have a fun little game where you guys can play Wordle, or maybe some other things as well, because this integrates with Twitch chat. This integrates with my AI, so we can do a whole bunch of different things for the be right back screen. So that's what I was dabbling around with. Nothing important tonight. The important thing was talking about this, talking about the cursed software hackathon. More, we'll be releasing some. I want ideas. My current thing is that your softwares, I'm not limiting it to a single piece of software, must run on Linux. We're going to run it in like a droplet, a Linux droplet. So it needs to run in Linux, and that's it. I'm going to have it where there's actually a challenge to solve, a simple thing to solve. I can't tell you what it is and whatnot, but it's going to be a simple application, but we want cursed software. So that should be the hackathon. It should be fun. Honestly, 3 days is more time than you'll need, but that gives you more time if you have it to make it more cursed. Yeah. Q doesn't make me quit. It's capital Q now. Cool. So this is interesting. It requires you to maintain like a game loop here, which is something I've never done, is maintain my own game loop. So we're like pseudo doing 16 frames per second here. What we really need to do is time how long this takes and subtract that from 16 milliseconds. And then, at least add like the minimum needs to be 1 millisecond. Like we should wait 1 millisecond, no matter what. Even if whatever the drawing calculation takes a longer time. What is such a good idea? Oh, the cursed software hackathon? I hope so. I find like so many hackathons like restrict you too much. They're like, oh, you have to use our software. You have to do this. And sometimes we lose the idea of having fun. There's going to be prizes for people that win. They're not anything great. I can't afford, unless if I find a company that will sponsor it. I can't afford anything amazing that the people probably deserve, but we're going to have a fun with it. Hopefully we're going to have fun with it. All right. This is actually a capital Q because I changed it to that. So we're going to look at the counter app. Oh, wow. multiple files. Ugh. I mean, I feel like a counter app should be fairly simple, because like, can't we just do something like let mute counter equals 0, and then like can we just do another paragraph here? One second. Let's see. I don't know this very not here either. Let's see. Maybe here. Is this? Yeah, this is. Can we just do another frame dot render widget? The widget's going to be a paragraph. New. You have pressed. Well, let's not do the up key. I don't know what I don't know what the code for up button is. Let's track the number of times A is pressed. A times. We should do this in a format. And we'll put in counter here. And then this will be white. Can we do gray? Is there gray? Yeah, gray on dark gray. Dark gray will be a very many shades of gray. Many shades of gray. All right. Expected 2 arguments, found 1. Expected 1 arguments, found 2. I screwed something up. Oh, this. There we go. All right. Now the only thing we have to do is check. Actually, we don't need to do this. My bad. We're already checking the key. I guess we can copy this. So yeah, no, I didn't have anything big planned for tonight. Just messing around with TUI. I've done command line applications. I've never done anything with a TUI though, or an event loop that I had to manage myself. Even my game engines have managed the event loop for me. So I'm not sure how people manage it. So I'll have to learn something there, for sure. Actually, can we do? Is up valid? Can I type up? Escape. Is there up? No. Up. What is up? What is the up key? Yeah, no, there is up. Okay, there is up. So we're gonna just go with up. Oh, I almost quit. We're just gonna do up. Done. Instead of breaking, we're just going to increment counter. You have pressed up. There we go. Cool. Let's see if that works. So it does, but there's definitely a problem. Not the fact that we only have 2 shades of gray, but let's see. Quit. Okay. One problem is that I thought this would like stack the widgets. It did not stack the widgets. Ooh, I think it's because I passed them both the area. Like it was supposed to cover the whole area. It's weird though, like how do I know the size of this to give it like subtract the area from it? Let's see, what is this? The size of the current frame. Okay. So this should be pretty easy since we're using like columns. We're just going to I think we can do this pretty simply. We just want to give the first one to this. So we can do something like let instructions size equals actually 1 second. Is there like a rec.new? Yes. New. And we'll do 0, 0. So top left-hand corner. Area dot width. And then 1. So we'll just give it the top 1. Right? And then we can give that here. And then here for this area, we're going to give it, let's just copy this. And we'll do, what are we calling it? I hate naming stuff. We'll call this the fun area. Oh, yeah, and naming hates me. Let's see, this is XY, so it will be 0, 1. And this could be area dot height. Wait. Area dot height -1. And then we'll jump down here. And we'll do fun area. All right. Cool. All right, that's not too bad. I don't love how we're laying stuff out. Now that doesn't say that Ratatouille doesn't have a better way of doing it. That's just what I figured out in playing around with it. It's not terrible. So the idea that I was having is, since we have Twitch chat, you guys could do something like Wordle or some games like that. I was thinking also maybe we could program Snake into here, like the game where you try to get the snake to eat apples. I don't exactly know how that would work, like how you guys would control it. And that could become chaos. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. I think that would be fun. Just something for the be right back screen. Yeah. All right. I just did this and I don't have 6 files. That's right. We can even do down here. Down. And we'll subtract 1. Oh, it's consuming the interrupt. Ah, cool. Okay. So now we can make the counter go up and down. Okay. Oh, I even support negatives. Didn't even realize I would do that. Also, fun thing is, because there's a refresh rate, if you hold, it works. I don't know if we want holding to work, but holding does work. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to look more at the different widgets. Do they have widgets? Widgets. Concept. Rendering layout. Application. Pattern. Yeah, I've never. How do people handle TUIs? Like, do they have a just loop like this? Does every TUI just have a loop that they manage? Is that how they manage application state? Like, I understand that, like, you want to go simple terms. A game engine just has a loop. Simple terms, though. Like, but I've never done it. Like, in theory, consensus is also just, you know, that we agree on a value. How hard can that be? Like, when you break them down into it, it's just a loop. Like, I feel like that oversimplifies it and doesn't give it justice. So we want to do an Elm-like thing. The Elm architecture. I don't know what this architecture is. I'm interested in learning. When building terminal user applications, it's helpful to have a solid structure for organizing your application. One proven architecture comes from Elm language, known simply as the Elm architecture. Would you rather Flux or Component? The Elm architecture, a quick overview here. At its core, the Elm T is the Elm architecture. Oh my gosh. Okay, is split into 3 main components. Model, update. Oh, so this is just like a model view. Okay, I've seen this. So we got the user with input messages, the TUI applications, update based on model and message, render view. I was kind of thinking Ratatouille would have like something like this, you know, like with your Android application where it's like, okay, well, we already have these things that you hook into. I didn't think I was going to have to make my own. I don't know. I've not been much of a Hello. I bumped the microphone. Thanks for saying something. I don't know that it's the cable. I'm worried that it's actually the microphone, unfortunately, which will be expensive to replace. But I think it's just the connection. It's a little sensitive. I don't understand, like, what is a slightly more object-oriented, trait-based approach? I don't know if this terrifies me or not. Each component encapsulates its own state, event handlers, and render logic. I haven't done enough UI to tell you if I like this. It could be awesome. It sounds like it could get really messy, and the only reason I say it could get really messy, or it could be, I almost look at this as like CSS currently. Like if you look at flex boxes, this almost to me sounds like flex boxes, because everything inside of a flex box knows how to render itself. And you kind of have this parent container that knows how to lay out its children and whatnot. So this kind of makes me feel like flex boxes. And I don't know if that makes me feel good or not. I'm not great at any front end. So yeah, let's see. Initialization, event handling. Oh, each component has its own event handlers. This seems like a big system to implement. Seems like a lot of work. Let's see. Flux. I'm feeling Flux. Flux is going to be good. Is a design pattern introduced by Facebook? Oh no. They ruined it. We'll pretend we didn't read Facebook. To address the challenge of building large-scale web applications, though originally designed with web applications in mind, the Flux architecture can be applied to any client-side project, including terminal applications. Terminal applications often have to deal with complex user interaction, multiple views, and dynamic data sources. Keeping the application predictable and the logic decoupled is crucial. Flux, with its unidirectional data flows, allows Ratatouille developers to have a structured way to handle user input, process data, and update the views. I was hoping that a UI thing would just exist, so I didn't have to do all this. The dispatcher remains the central hub that manages all data flow in your application. So this is basically, Flux is like a singleton pattern. So basically, it's a singleton with callbacks. So you can just basically register to listen to mouse clicked or keyboard pressed or things like that. Stores listens for actions dispatched by the dispatcher. When a relevant action is dispatched, the store updates its state and notifies any listening components or views that change has occurred. Ugh. All of this feels gross to me. Okay. That's giving me a headache. There are paragraph and block. It seems like they don't have that many widgets. They just have paragraph and block, and they're kind of expecting you to make your own. While Ratatouille offers a rich set of pre-built widgets, are you talking about just these two? Is that your rich set? I don't know about that. That also sounds a little bit about like inheritance. So you just have to implement render. Okay, so I mean, like implementing a widget is not that bad. You just take a rect and a buffer. Okay. Okay. So if we wanted to, we will undo this, and I want to display chat. How would we do that? So this is chat running here. I guess we could do something like, okay. This is where I think, honestly, chat should run in a different thread, and we need to spawn Ratatouille in a different thread as well. Do we just put this on a Tokyo spawn as well? Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just literally do a Tokyo spawn here. So let's do, this would be 2e handle. There's Tokyo spawn, async move. No, this isn't gonna work. We'll have to pass messages. They'll have to have a channel between the two. So one of the things we'll have to do in the loop is to check if there's been anything passed in through the channel. Dirk, what's your favorite channel library for Rust? Do you just use standard library? Do you use the ones in Tokyo, or do you use what is it called? I've just used SC or Tokyo myself. There is Rust Crossplane, Crossbeam. I think it's Crossbeam. I've never used Crossbeam, but supposedly it's good. I've just used Tokyo. Supposedly, I think the draw to Crossbeam is that it's actually like a fast channel, whereas Tokyo is not. Tokyo is more like easy to use than it is meant to being high performance. No, this doesn't need to be high performant. Let me let me be honest with you. There's nothing that screams high performance about this. That was a mistake. I make them every once in a while. All right. Let's you expected a semicolon, did you? We can just delete this. How many lines? I don't know. All right, to here. Nice. Mistake undone. All right. So now this is on a separate thread. They still don't talk to each other, but this should work, right? No, it doesn't work. Oh. Ew. Ew. So we have a nice question mark. How do we want to do this? We could just move all of this into its own function. That's what we'll do. Run UI. That's what we're calling it. This will eventually require us to pass in a channel. All right. Let's see. Interesting. We never called run UI. I do believe we need to actually do that in our spawn. Run UI. There we go. Okay, and when we get this garbage printed out, that's fine. That's if we say something, hey, we should get that printed out on the screen. Maybe not. What about a message? Something's broken. Something's broken. Oh, do we not respond to messages except if we say hello? Oh. Wait. Do we not print them out at least? I thought we printed them out. Maybe we stopped. Let's see. No, we do. If we get a message, it's only if we get the say hello do we respond back, but we always print it here. Now, I'm wondering if our TUI is screwing with that, though. Let's actually check that by... we can actually just turn the TUI off by commenting that out now. That's somewhat nice. All right, now... Oh, I know the problem. I know the problem. We are listening to the wrong channel. I update it to my name, which kind of looks dumb. Merrick counts. I really dislike it. Should have just done Merrick, but I already changed it. Doesn't need to be my full name, but it is. So you know. Do we do it anywhere else? Right here as well. All right. There we go. And then if we... you know what? I rustified the say hello. I rustify that. There we go. $1 billion mistake bot. Nice. Nice. All right. So we fix that. We fix that. Okay. Now, this will still screw up my Tui. Yeah. My poor Tui. That like looks like garbage. All right. So that's interesting. I kind of would love to not have the standard back end. I thought that this is what the alternate screen, like I thought we were in an alternate screen with the TUI. So I thought we like could standard like print out to the terminal, and like all of the stuff that standardly goes to the out would just go into like the background, but I guess it kind of makes sense that it goes onto our TUI. The weird part is it doesn't get redrawn. Like you would think that this would get redrawn, right? And it's interesting, like it's putting up, it's something weird's going on. Like there's no scroll up or down. And why does this get put here, but not the rest of the... I'm not entirely sure. I could just try to hijack the standard out here. So I like these print lines because I think that it would be nice that I could like turn the TUI off and just have everything print out to the screen. And because I could just like get rid of all print lines. Like that's also fine. But I like the idea of just being able to turn off the TUI too. First, the application enters alternate screen, which is a secondary screen that allows your application to render whatever it needs to without disrupting the normal output of terminal apps in your shell. Right. This is why I thought we were not disrupting the normal output of terminal apps. Like, so print line should be going to the regular terminal. And this is where we leave alternate screen. Or, yeah. Is it raw mode that's causing us problems? Raw mode is a mode where the terminal does not perform any processing or handling of the input and output. Oh. I haven't done a terminal application before. I need to read up on this. Because it's going a little, it's a little screwy. Do we enable raw mode? Yeah. Right here. I don't think this is the thing causing us issue. But we can always... Because like right there, Control C didn't work because of raw mode, but now that raw mode's not on... Yeah, so my up and down is getting like, we definitely want raw mode on. And Control C would actually take us out of our application. So, I mean, raw mode is the right mode. I think. Is the TUI only for West term? Is this running in West term? Is this the problem? This is in West term. You know what I'm going to do? Let's see what I have another I have alacrity. Let's do it in this one. Source. Okay, so we can still get the weird stuff going. Yeah, we still get the weird stuff going. That didn't really fix anything. It's interesting because I think we should draw over this. Like, sure, it gets printed out on the raw terminal, but it doesn't redraw for some reason. Find that interesting. It like pushed it up too. Huh. I think the answer is maybe you just don't do print line. And that's fine. What we'll do is we'll do our own thing that basically just sends a message to this of like print. So like we can basically have something across the bottom that does like the last status message or something. We can use that to do debugging messages. That won't be too bad. I think that's the easiest thing. Now, Togglerbit was saying that we could be part of the people beta testing Anathema. So we'll probably be switching to that as soon as we get the beta test of the newest release. So I'm kind of excited about that. Let's see. So if it's just for WesTerm users, you use TermWiz. Is window compatibility important? No. Are you familiar with CrossTerm? No. So CrossTerm seems to be the best one unless you know the Termion and just want to use that. It has Windows compatibility. And it seems like it's good for Linux too. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night. It's late here. So yeah. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully we have a pretty fun December, and hopefully people like it. Get in the Discord. Let me know if you're watching this. Let me know what you'd like. I am really leaning towards Raft consensus workshop and a cap theorem workshop. So yeah, but yeah, jump in here and let me know what you'd like. Vote on it, whatnot. Let me know what you guys would like to see. I am also doing some stuff around my YouTube channels to hopefully make it a little bit more entertaining. I think that's what maybe people would like out of them. Maybe make it a little bit easier for people to find the content they like, whether it's live stream, whether it's little bites from the live stream, or even smaller bites called shorts from the live streams. So hopefully people like that, and let me know, give me some feedback on those as we start to roll them out. You should start to see those things happen in December. You'll see some logos are changing as I'm trying to make it easy to recognize my content. And yeah, anyways, thanks so much for joining, and I will see you guys later this week.